Welcome to the S.M.A.R.T podcast, where we are real, raw, and get right to the point. I'm your host, Arasi, and today's topic is how to stop complaining and refocus for growth. Let's be honest, sometimes we could be so focused on complaining that we don't even realize it because we're already in a slump. And these times, we could be so unhappy that honestly, we don't see all the things that we have to be grateful for, or how much our complaining is actually holding us back. When we get in our moods, no one is safe and everything is sometimes everyone's fault but our own. Let's get into what complaining is. In fact, let's look up the definition. Complaining is the expression of dissatisfaction or annoyance about something. If we are in a state of complaining, we are clearly not happy. Why would you want to sit in a state of being unhappy? Sometimes we develop the habit of being in a complaining mode and being a complainer. And I'm going to be honest, that's no way to live. Let's get into why you want to actually stop all the complaining and the habits of being a complainer. Constant complaining can affect your mental health and emotional well-being. As I stated before, if you are complaining, you can't possibly be in a state of feeling good. If you aren't careful, it can become a habitual habit and it will become a part of who you are and who wants to be around a complainer. I believe that's what they call a negative Nancy. This can cause people to not want to be around you, and let's be honest, eventually all that negativity will consume you. If you are always complaining, remember that you can't possibly be progressing or thriving, and today is the day that we're going to shift out of that. The best way to shift out of that complaining mode is accountability. Often we can place the blame onto others when in reality, we are more to blame than anything. You are always in control even when you feel like you aren't. And remember, no one can do to you what you don't allow. If you don't like something, change it. Don't complain about it. The truth is, complaining does nothing but cement the problem and attract more of the same problem. To shift out of complaining, I think it's important to recognize when and why we complain. And if you know when and why you complain, you can put yourself in a better predicament to do something about it. If you don't know how to spot it, consider keeping a journal so you can see your triggers. And this will help you become more self-aware of when and why you complain. Okay? So if you struggle with complaining, practice gratitude. Gratitude is pretty much the exact opposite of complaining. If you want growth, you can change your habits for the better, okay? I like to keep a gratitude journal, and I practice gratitude the first thing in the morning and before I go to sleep. Practicing gratitude can be as simple as you writing down the things that you're grateful for, and then on top of that, you can go in and meditate, which will actually cement that even further into your mind. Practicing gratitude puts you in a state of abundance, and you will be able to attract more things to be grateful for. Now that we understand why we need to shift our focus from complaining to gratitude, we can talk about how to refocus now for growth. Step 1 is taking responsibility for your life. No matter what's going on, it could be a tough pill to swallow, but you are responsible. It can be tough to hear, but it's the truth, and the second you accept that, you will allow yourself more room for growth. Taking responsibility empowers personal growth because you take the power from everyone else and you put it back into your own hands where it should have been this entire time. The next step is setting goals and taking action. You want to be able to cultivate a positive mindset because that's the only way you're going to be able to be happy. Focus on the things that you can control and surround yourself with positive influences. Other happy people typically want to be around other happy people. And happy people usually reach their goals and attract the things that they want out of life. Okay, guys, I want you guys just to really remember that. Happy people attract other happy people, and happy people usually get everything that they want out of life. As this episode comes to an end, I want you to remember that complaining brings more things to complain about, and gratitude brings you more things to be grateful for. Tell me about the ways that you intend to fill your life with less complaining and more gratitude in the comments, or you can send me a private message. I'd love to hear from you guys. In the next episode, we will be discussing why you should clap for yourself and stop expecting other people to clap for you first. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a 5-star review. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next Thursday on the S.M.A.R.T podcast, where we keep it real, raw, and get straight to the point. Together, we can become our best selves.